This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Don Brennan, along with John Scalzi. And 75 years since Pearl Harbor, and you think we're going to bring you a story about Sarasota County and the school times being changed, and you think school times being changed, going to war. It doesn't seem like it should be that much to worry about. All these men 75 years ago attacked and then fought the battle, and we won, and because of that, we are who we are today.
Yeah, a great effort by the entire world. You know, it's kind of a startling thing.
Yes, indeed. And your father had a part in that. And
yeah,
yes,
a long time ago, he sure did. But absolutely, never forget that, right? There you go. We have today some fog around, dense fog in places. No rainfall, that's the fact. Down to the south, there are some showers in the Keys, but that's left our area. However, until 9 o'clock this morning, visibilities will be mightily reduced in inland areas, so allow yourself a little extra time in that regard. The fog will limit your visibility down to near zero in some inland locations. Be a little better right along the immediate coast. After the fog burns off, though, what a nice day we're going to have. Don, we'll have a daytime high. The top's out in the mid-70s and little chance of rainfall today or for most of tomorrow, but we have a stronger cold front coming our way just in time for the weekend. Don?
All right, thanks a lot, John. Taking a look at the weather, or the roadways, excuse me. Everything is looking good right now. The bridge, you remember yesterday, high winds were causing trouble on the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, but right now, all is well, no warnings out, and Manatee County itself is moving along about the same normal volume for this time of the morning with no accidents or delays, and the same is holding true for Sarasota County. Everything is moving along, 75, 301, 41, all through South County. And topping our news this morning, the state attorney's office has formally filed a murder charge against the stepfather of 22-month-old Ethan Thompson. According to the Bradenton Herald, Montez McNeil was charged with murder last night, in addition to the initial charge of aggravated child abuse. McNeil has been in custody at the Manatee County Jail since his arrest on November 17th. An autopsy revealed that Ethan died of injuries consistent with child abuse back on November 14th. This after a neighbor called 911 to report that Ethan was not breathing.
A neighbor came out to me as I'm driving down the street with a limp boy. He has a thready pulse right now, and he gave him some medicine. He's 1 year old. So right now I got an unresponsive 1 year old with a thready pulse. No other responses.
Ethan died shortly thereafter, and McNeil remains in jail without bond. The search for one good-smelling thief in Northport is still underway this morning. The Northport Police Department says they believe this man stole nearly $1,000 of cologne from a beauty store. Northport Police Department describing the man as Hispanic with a tattoo on his left arm. He entered the Ulta on Tamiami Trail in Northport on Saturday. He walked out of the store with all that cologne without paying. Anyone with information is asked to contact the police department. And a controversial decision has been made regarding the public school calendar. ABC's Ray Collins has the story.
Parents sat side by side wearing stickers that read "Opposed." They're opposed to plans by the school board to start the fall semester a week earlier, August 14th, and end December 22nd. Currently, the first semester ends in early January, which is how mothers like Jennifer Mason thinks it should be.
Wouldn't you want to button up the first semester before the end of the year?
Yes, if you want your grades to go down.
She told the board kids are too distracted in December to also take exams.
I mean, kids are already tuned out. My two are already tuned out. The Christmas spirit's running high and the studying's running low. Not a good combination when you're going to count these tests for as highly as they count.
Many people signed up to speak on both sides of the issue, from students to a teacher, and in the end, the board voted 5-0 to change the calendar. Board member Bridget Ziegler says she could see both sides, but says she personally would rather finish a semester before taking a vacation.
I would, and I think about, that's what I kept going back to, is when I go on vacation, I try to have my inbox cleared out as much as possible so I can truly decompress. I wouldn't think this would be too much different. Now, to each their own, though.
To each their own, but for students in Sarasota County, school starts August 14th next fall, not the 21st. Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And like many of us, students at Onika Elementary School celebrating Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day today on the 75th anniversary. They're expecting a group of veterans from the Bay Pines Healthcare Center in St. Pete to pay them a visit today. The disabled veterans will be at the school to collect no-sew blankets from the students, as well as have dinner with them. The school says their involvement with the veterans is an annual event, with students becoming more and more inspired by them every year. In Manatee County this morning, residents can share their ideas for the future of nearby parks. The Parks and Natural Resources Department is hosting a series of meetings to get input from the community. They want to know what you would like to see in green spaces throughout the county. The best ideas from the public for their new Parks Master Plan will be used for a final blueprint of changes over the next 15 years. Two of those meetings will take place today, one in Bradenton starting at 4 o'clock at G.T. Bray Park, and another in Ellington starting at 6 o'clock at the Rocky Bluff Library. Staying in Manatee County, 2 public workshops for Minnesota Key are scheduled in the next couple of days. Locals are gathering with county officials to create a beach renourishment and management plan. The first is at Englewood Sports Complex today. This is actually Sarasota County, starting at 6 o'clock. The second is at the Tringali Park Recreation Center in Englewood tomorrow, starting at 2. Also, the county is hosting a presentation this afternoon of their floodplain management plan. That's Sarasota County as well. Representatives from the county, City of Sarasota, and Southwest Florida Water Management District will be speaking at the event. It all starts at 4:30 at the Suncoast Technical College. Sarasota, the City for the Arts as it's usually known, and now the effort to solidify that title is being made, this time with visual artwork. ABC's Bo Beth Yates has the story.
Yes, from plays and musical performances to now public art. The City of Sarasota voting to approve yet another statue for the area.
Feast your eyes on what's soon to be the newest addition to the area's art portfolio. The piece is a markup of a statue to be created by local artist Jorge Blanco and will be erected at the intersection of Ringling Boulevard and Orange Avenue.
So if we're going to be beautifying our community with roundabouts and controlling traffic, why not make them really beautiful and include iconic public art pieces?
Sarasota commissioners voted in favor of erecting the statue at a cost of $150,000. Jim Shirley, the executive director of the Arts and Cultural Alliance, the organization behind the project, says commissioners' votes will help ensure that as the community grows, it does not lose its appeal.
We need to be mindful of the fact that not only do we want to add buildings, but we also need to continue to beautify our city and our community while we're doing that. And public art is certainly one of the best ways.
But not everyone agrees with the selection.
I love art. Everybody in Sarasota, I think, loves art. But this thing is ugly, just plain ugly.
Dan Lobeck with Control Growth Now, a watchdog organization that aims to police local developments, says the statue, which is supposed to represent arts in Sarasota by symbolizing the area's focus on music, theater, and dance, is a poor representation.
It looks like an erector set hangover. It's visually cacophonous.
And Lobeck says the public should have been involved in the final decision.
There needs to be public workshops about these things because they're forever. And when you have something this ugly at the intersection of 2 major roads that people are going to have to see all the time, it's just in bad taste.
I think everybody is entitled to their own opinion. That type of situation, I don't like this or I don't like that, is really what art is all about. It's an individual choice, it's an individual idea of what art is, what beauty is.
Now, Shirley adds his organization chose the piece from 163 entries submitted from artists around the country. And after narrowing down the selection to just 3, they voted on Jorge Blanco's statue. Back to you.
Dan. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And speaking of the arts or art itself, the Venice Art Center is expanding as the Art Center broke ground yesterday on 2 new classrooms. It's also kicking off its fundraising campaign, hoping to raise $350,000. That money will go towards building 2 new classrooms, a bathroom, and putting a new roof on the existing building. The center had to turn potential students away due to the lack of space, so this building will allow them to expand the number of students.
Well, we're at a point right now that we are so busy here that we don't have enough classroom space to accommodate the amount of students. And it also, really helps us in the long term as far as sustainable income for future sustainability of the Art Center.
Work will begin soon. The center hopes the building will be completed later next year. And a local nonprofit is doing its part in helping revamp the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall in Sarasota. The Harry Sudikoff Foundation awarding the Van Wezel a $25,000 grant. The money will be used to improve a decade-old sound system as well as replacing the hall's sound booth. Earlier this year, the foundation provided funding to purchase solar blinds for the grand foyer. It's a foundation that started in New York City and moved to Sarasota. It provides grants every year to arts and education centers in the area. Holiday spirits in the air around the Suncoast, and tonight is the annual Bay Indies Christmas Parade and Holiday Show. Instead of decking the halls, the residents are decking their golf carts. This year, nearly 80 will be in the parade. It begins at 6 o'clock. About 300 locals and guests are expected to watch the golf cart parade. You can get into the fun by visiting the Bay Indies Resort off Ridgewood Avenue in Venice. While another group is preparing to bring the holiday to seniors across the Suncoast is the organization Visiting Angels, offering a gift box delivery service in the community to help liven the mood this month. Family members who can't visit their loved ones can request the service, bring them something extra special instead. Some of the options this year include Christmas cookies, custom suited for your loved one's dietary needs, as well as tech gift options that will help them get set up with new devices. And we have a couple more holiday photos from our viewers to show you. This one was sent in to us from Kim, and she turned her lanai umbrella into a tree. Very, very clever. You have to be very artistic. And one of our producer photographer teams here at ABC7 sending this picture of their tree. Rather than going green, they went a little white for Christmas. It's Christmas in Florida after all. We'd love to see some of your festive photos. So just drop them in a comment on our Facebook page, or let us know how you're preparing for the holidays and send us the pics. And we'll check it out, see if it's worthy of the ABC7 holiday photo
There you
album.
go, the Hall of Fame.
Yes, exactly.
We have a cold front coming our way that's going to put us all in the holiday spirit, I think.
There you go.
Yeah, going to drop our temperatures a few degrees.
We could wear our ugly Christmas sweaters.
And nobody will see them. That's right. We have some dense fog out there this morning. Could you get any of that coming in?
I did. My car was fogged over. It was, glossed over with the steam or whatever, and then fog on the way, yes.
So allow yourself a little extra time this morning. That'll probably linger till about 9 o'clock this morning. We'll probably have the same thing again tomorrow morning, Don. But then big changes. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, I had to put the defroster on. Still ahead, an international book conservator chooses Venice as her home. Linda Carson has the story of this amazing Suncoast woman's journey. Also coming up later in the show, after one dad turned his back for just a few seconds, a boy is almost stolen from his home by a group of car thieves. We'll explain later on.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Black Friday's biggest deals are still here. That's right, the Black Friday sales event is going strong at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Grand Cherokees. Stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Compass for just $15,999. Or save big on a new Jeep Cherokee starting at just $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Here's a nice picture many of you will remember from yesterday morning if you were out and about. As the dawn broke, you saw some pretty breezy conditions around here, as well as some showers from time to time as well. Thanks for sending that one in to pics@mysuncoast.com. Send your pictures in. We'll get them on the air for you. Love those weather pictures. Currently, we have 66 degrees outside with a dew point value of 65. So we have dropped 10 degrees in our dew point in 24 hours. Still, the dew point value is high enough and the temperature is low enough that we have a fog issue in places. North wind is fairly light, coming in at about 3, and a dense fog advisory is up for all of our counties until about 9 a.m. this morning. The further inland you go, a little bit farther away from Gulf waters, say, and we'll call it the interstate as a dividing line, the amount of fog that you get and the density of that fog becomes greater. So if you're commuting from inland areas or traveling along the interstate, just allow yourself a little extra time, because you may come across a fairly dense bank of fog that could really slow your speeds, or should. Wauchula coming in at 65, Arcadia at 66, 65, Mayaca, Lakewood Ranch, Parrish at 63, Bradenton's at 64, 68 degrees in Northport, Inglewood the same, Venice at 67, and Longboat Key comes in at 67 as well. So no rainfall. All of the showers have been pushed well down to the south. That's where the frontal boundary is kind of stuck. It didn't really have a lot of push to it, and it wasn't really frigid air. So all it will do today will be to lower our temperature to about the average value for this time of year, about 75 degrees or so. So we'll knock off a few degrees off the air temperature, and we will see a little bit more sunshine, though. And the reason for that is if you look at the water vapor imagery here, which shows you where the moisture is aloft, mid and upper levels, hey, there's some dry air aloft. So as soon as we burn out the fog and get it to lift and mix away, then we'll be left with a lot of sunshine throughout the afternoon. So it should be a very pleasant day today. Should be beautiful. Then tomorrow, we have another frontal boundary that'll be coming our way. That second front will be sinking southward. Now, behind it, there's some seriously cold air. There's some Arctic air, in fact. And that has provided some pretty big snowstorms in parts of the northern tier, with accumulations up to about a foot. And we have some blizzard-like conditions around the Denver area today. So that secondary front will be approaching our area as we head into tomorrow. But by tomorrow night, it'll be on our doorstep. And it will be accompanied by a scattered shower or two as well. Maybe not quite as heavy as we saw yesterday with the front, but still, we could trigger off a shower or two, maybe even a thunderstorm. I don't expect to see any severe weather. Then as that front sinks southward by Friday morning, wow, what a different story it will be. We'll have daytime high temperatures in the mid-60s, and with the winds, I think a lot of people would say that by Friday, well, we'll probably have a pretty raw wind chill feel to the air. A lot of folks will be wearing sweaters, I think, on Friday morning. That'll last about 2 days, then things will start to warm up until the next front comes along next week. Watch the RPM computer model, put it into motion. Nice day today, plenty of sunshine around. Then the frontal boundary approaches. As the frontal boundary approaches, we pick up a few scattered showers. On Friday morning, everything clears out and turns colder. Forecast for boaters today, pretty nice. We'll be looking at a north wind at about 10 knots, and that'll last throughout the afternoon and into the evening hours. Forecast calls for some chillier temperatures coming your way Friday and Saturday. By the way, that 40% chance of a Friday shower is for early in the morning, before dawn. And then we are left with a nice weekend. Don?
All right. Thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways. Not having to worry about big weather right now, but there is fog, as John said, around, so be aware. Maybe leave yourself a little extra time. Things are moving along without any problems right now. You see in Manatee County, things are nice, and then in Sarasota County, all the major roadways and arteries out to 75, all moving along without any problems all the way down into South County. Now, today's amazing Suncoast woman comes all the way from Canada, so she knows about the cold weather John's talking about, and ABC's Linda Carson has her story.
Sonia Jordan Mowry is an internationally renowned book and paper conservator.
Book and paper conservators are responsible for salvaging, restoring, bringing back to life documents and artifacts that are primarily composed of paper.
Her husband is also a world-famous book and paper conservator, and they work side by side. They moved to Venice about a year ago.
We wanted to relocate to a very warm climate, but a place where there was some history and some culture that would keep us sort of engaged with the community.
What a career she's had.
I started my first position as a book and paper conservator at the University of Notre Dame. I actually started as a rare books librarian.
She started the first conservation lab there, then after 17 years moved to the Chicago Public Library,
where I was head of special collections, archives, and conservation and exhibitions.
Next stop, John Hopkins as head of conservations.
I started what's called Heritage Science for Conservation, which is the first science lab inside of an academic institution.
Sonia started life a world away.
My parents met in Budapest, Hungary, where my father was a soccer coach there, and my mother was a translator.
After she was born, they escaped to Canada. Then her dad took a soccer coaching job with the Dallas Tornadoes. She grew up surrounded by books and culture.
Lots of history. It was in my blood from the day I could breathe.
She started her career path in college.
I studied medieval philosophy and philosophy of science, and I worked with older books primarily because I was interested in the content. But eventually I came to fall in love with the artifacts.
She loves restoring the books and artifacts that come to her.
They come to you in such need, and then you see them transformed into a functional and beautiful item, and you feel happy that you've saved something.
And her life lesson? Study history.
I thrive on the fact that I know that I got here because of all of the events that happened before me. And it gives you better self-understanding and better understanding of others around you. And it makes you appreciate history in the moment as well.
The oldest thing Sonia has worked on was from the year 1423. The oldest thing her husband has worked on was from the year 640. This studio is a place where things that were almost destroyed forever come alive again. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. Instagram getting a facelift. How the company's app is adapting to a new twist modeled after a feature on Facebook. I'll tell you about that coming up within the hour. And Santa Claus, known for bringing cheer to all, but now he has a few more tricks up his sleeve. How one Santa is adapting his Christmas experience to comfort kids with autism.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter mile north of University Parkway.
Alex Karras Lincoln's holiday sales event is here. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $269 per month or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Welcome back. It's 5:26 and Samsung celebrating this morning, but Apple not so much. ABC's Diane Macedo and Kenneth Gibson have the details.
Hey there, in today's Tech Bite, Samsung wins a round against Apple.
The Supreme Court has ruled an appeals court incorrectly calculated how much Samsung owes Apple for infringing on its smartphone patent. That original amount was $399 million. In 2011, Apple sued the phone maker over hardware and software design.
And changes are coming to Instagram. Over the next few weeks, the photo sharing service is going to look more like its parent company, Facebook.
Users will be allowed to like individual comments on Instagram posts. And Drake is the king of streaming music for 2016. The Hotline Bling singer tops this year's iTunes music lists. His album Views is the best seller.
Rihanna was number 2, followed by Adele's 25. Rounding out the list, Frank Ocean's Blonde and Justin Bieber's Purpose.
Is it too late now to say sorry?
They could stop. They could stop. I think the hotline is blinging.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Right over there.
No, it's right here. Don't worry, it's fine.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Fruit of the Loom. There are some people you should give underwear to this holiday. And there are some people you shouldn't. People you should. Shouldn't.
Janice!
Should. Shouldn't. Yes. No. Should. No way. Should. No. Definitely not.
Nah.
You shouldn't give underwear to everybody, but for those you do, give them Fruit of the Loom.
Woo! Testing, testing. Is this thing on? Huh? Come on, your turn. Woo!
Where do pencils go on vacation? Pennsylvania!
Pennsylvania!
Crunchy wheat, frosted sweet. Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheats. Feed your inner kid. When cold and flu hold you back, try TheraFlu Express Max, now in new caplets. It's the only cold and flu caplet that has a maximum strength formula with a unique warming sensation you instantly feel. TheraFlu, for a powerful comeback. New Express Max caplets.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
This holiday season, give the greatest gifts of all, safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And now, during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Holiday scratch-offs are here, and oh, they make great surprises. Imagine the joy they will bring. With over $126 million in prizes, use them for a wreath or a place card for your feast. Attach them, scratch them, and let the magic happen. Holiday scratch-offs. The Florida Lottery has them. Just imagine.
Don't miss the 19th annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, January 5th through the 8th, to benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. This year's festival welcomes special guest Blue Oyster Cult to the premier sports campus at Lakewood Ranch on January 8th at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Festival events include a sporting clay tournament, kickoff party, welcome Thunder event, Cruise for Cash charity motorcycle ride, and a 2-day Rockin' and Ridin' at the Ranch festival featuring vendors, live music, a Taste of Thunder area, and more. VIP tickets are available. For tickets and info, visit thunderbythebay.org.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, answers surfacing as emergency crews learning more about the Oakland fire disaster, where they now believe the flames first broke out. And President-elect Donald Trump introducing a top pick for his cabinet who he believes should lead our nation's Department of Defense. Plus, a holiday tradition is tossed out by Governor Rick Scott, how state workers are being affected by this decision.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back, everyone. At 5:32, I'm Don Brennan, along with John Scalzi. Stephanie Roberts has the morning off. And, well, holiday tradition. I don't know. I want to hear what happens with Governor Scott. They're throwing out a holiday tradition.
Got my interest.
I wonder what.
I'll be watching.
Yeah, I want to know what is going on.
Absolutely. I know what's going on in the weather department, and that is, you can't see your hand in front of your face in some places around here. It is a thick fog day here on the Suncoast. And as we look across the state, the one thing we don't have are showers this morning, or thunderstorms, or the threat of rough weather. The good news is that's gone south, but we do have fog. And that fog is in every one of our counties. Now, along the coast, you may not have exactly such a problem, but the further inland you go, the thicker the fog becomes, and it certainly could limit visibility to the point where you're going to have to ease up on the gas pedal just a little bit and allow yourself some extra time. Visibility reports are of less than 1 mile, in many locations less than a quarter mile in inland areas, so just watch for that this morning. After that fog burns off, sunshine on the Suncoast with daytime highs topping out in the mid-70s. It'll be a pretty average day for this time of year. Mild in the afternoon, no rainfall, and a lot of sunshine around. Don?
John, taking a look at those roadways, as John said, you want to leave yourself a little extra time, a little extra space between vehicles because of the fog there. But Manatee County right now, not a lot of cars on the road and no incidents or delays to worry about, except for that fog wherever it is. And also, as you head down into Sarasota County, that too is moving along without any hitches this morning all the way down into Charlotte County. And topping our news this half hour, new developments surfacing in the case of a deadly Oakland fire disaster, as investigators there say that a possible source of where the fire started, they say it may have begun at a refrigerator at the back of the building. Smoke inhalation now also being cited as the cause of death for many victims of the tragedy. As the community grieves, the fire department has officially proclaimed a local state of emergency.
Once a local state of emergency has been proclaimed, it allows the city to be eligible for possible state or federal refunds in support of this disaster. It also allows the local residents or businesses who have been impacted by this disaster to get funding to help them in regards to their businesses.
The fire chief hopes with the state of emergency being announced that at least some healing can come to the community with the additional aid. And also, there is, in Florida, President Obama has made his final speech on national security. He's took his place north of Suncoast at MacDill Air Force Base. Yesterday, MacDill is home of the U.S. Special Operations Command and the U.S. Central Command. And President Obama met with service members who played a major role in the nation's fight against extremist groups. For example, the chief was part of the operation that killed Osama bin Laden back in 2011 with Navy Team 6, or SEAL Team 6. The president praising the bravery of the country's military along with its efforts to defeat ISIS.
We've attacked ISIL's financial lifeline, destroying hundreds of millions of dollars of oil and cash reserves. The bottom line is we are breaking the back of ISIL. We're taking away its safe havens, and we've accomplished all this at a cost of $10 billion over 2 years.
President-elect Donald Trump, without revealing his plans, has vowed to be far more aggressive in combating terror and has warned he will renegotiate Obama's nuclear deal with Iran. He also says he knows more about ISIS than the generals. And the president-elect also continued his thank you victory tour last night, using his rally in North Carolina to introduce a top pick for his cabinet. ABC's Karen Travers has the details.
Joining Donald Trump on his victory lap, his choice to lead the Pentagon, retired Marine General James Mattis.
The American people are fortunate that a man of this character and integrity will now be the civilian leader atop the Department of Defense.
Earlier Tuesday, Trump blasted American aircraft manufacturing giant Boeing. First on Twitter, Boeing is building a brand new 747 Air Force One for future presidents, but costs are out of control, more than $4 billion. Cancel order. And later at Trump Tower.
I think it's ridiculous. I think Boeing is doing a little bit of a number.
The attacks seemed to come out of the blue, except Trump's tweet came about an hour after Boeing's CEO was quoted criticizing the president-elect's rhetoric on trade in China. For now, there's no $4 billion deal, but Boeing has been tapped to produce 2 new planes to replace the aging aircraft. The Pentagon projects the cost for the new planes could be upwards of $3 billion. And is it too soon to talk about 2020? Vice President Joe Biden getting a lot of questions after indicating this week he would consider a run for the White House. And on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert Tuesday night, Biden again refused to completely rule out a bid.
Never say never. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, hell, Donald Trump's going to be 74. I'll be 77 in better shape. I mean, how about that?
Vice President Biden says he doesn't regret his decision. It was the right one for his family. But he also says he thinks he's the one who's most prepared to lead this country right now. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Members of the Florida House are wrapping up the first of 2 days filled with training sessions. It's called Legislator University. House members are taking part in crash courses on ethics and rules, Medicaid, and higher education. Should probably do that before they go in there. More than 1/3 of the House is made up of newly elected members for the coming session. Republican State Representative Jose Oliva is part of the House leadership team, and he says term limits are a good thing to keep new ideas in the process.
Regardless of your ideology, a legislator who knows what they're doing, who knows how to maneuver through this process, is better than one that is easily affected by outside forces.
In addition to the 46 new members in the House, half of the Senate is new this year as well. Legislative committee weeks begin this month.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, look at that!
Yeah, and the 2016 Capitol Christmas tree was lit by Speaker of the House Paul Ryan last night. He was joined by Isabella Gerard, a 5th grader from Boise, Idaho. Isabella was chosen for her poem titled Pristine Idaho Mountains. She beat 200 other children in the contest. The national tree is from Idaho's Payette National Forest. The ceremony traditionally includes a child from the state providing the tree. As holiday traditions are now getting into full swing this month, I saw a lot of trees on Facebook last night. Florida's governor is canceling one of his. Governor Rick Scott usually gives state workers an extra day off around this time, but not this year. The governor saying yesterday that he does not intend to close state offices for an additional day near Christmas. For the last 5 years, Scott has closed the offices for at least one day in recognition of the hard work of state employees. For the past 3 years, he also gave workers Christmas Eve off when it fell on a weekday. And Governor Scott isn't the only one who may not be in the holiday spirit. A man in New York City has been arrested after carrying a gas can and matches near the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. Police say he was acting erratically and threw a bottle into the street. When approached, police say that he told them he did not intend to light anything on fire. Nothing to see here, move along. Though he did not get too close to the tree, he was charged with making terroristic threats and disorderly conduct. And one dad in Georgia is not so cheery either after his son was almost taken along with his car right in front of his home. Richard Elliott has this story.
And a silver car, parked right next to me. I was like, is that a friend or what the heck?
10-year-old Ezra Ziskowski still can't believe what happened to him Tuesday morning out in front of a Southeast Atlanta house. Neither can his dad, Pete.
Kind of shell-shocked, just kind of angry about the whole thing.
Here's what happened. Ziskowski was ready to take his two kids to school in his beloved 2006 red Dodge Charger, just like the one in this picture. Ezra got into the back.
My son was in the car already, buckled in. I had just put all my stuff in the trunk, and I realized I forgot my coffee.
So he went back inside to get it. He was gone mere seconds, but that's when four guys in a gray or silver Buick drove up. One jumped out and jumped right into the Charger's driver's seat, with Ezra still in the back.
The guy jumps into the car, and I said, what the heck, and just jumped out.
The thieves got away with the car, but Ezra was okay. Ziskowski hopes police find it soon, and he says he's proud of his quick-thinking son.
Scary situation for sure. Thankfully, it ended well. And one mother has a bone to pick, not with the thieves, but with the big man in red. Ashley Mays says she took her 9-year-old son, Anthony, to see Santa and thought it would be fun, but it turned out to be anything but. When Anthony got his turn to sit on Santa's knee, he asked for an iPod Touch and a drone for Christmas, but Santa's response was kind of rude.
And when I got done, he said, just lay off the hamburgers and french fries, and that really just disrespected me, and I felt awful. And I went out and I started crying because I just felt so bad.
Now, instead of sending letters to Santa, the pair hopes the city sends him a pink slip for Santa. That's right. While that Santa may not have been kind, not all of Santa's helpers are into fat shaming. This one in Wisconsin is going the extra mile to bring smiles to kids with autism. Most holiday experiences in the area malls and shopping plazas can be overwhelming for them with all the lights, music, big crowds, a little sensory overload there. And this setup focusing on creating a great sensory experience. It's just one of the 180 places across the country that's hosting a calmer, quieter space for children with special needs. The extra effort helping put a smile on not only children's faces, but their parents as well. Now, that's awesome.
That's the best.
Yes.
That's what the season is about. It's about the kids, right?
Yes, and it's good to know we're expanding. We know we're starting to realize of different difficulties and how to treat them and how to handle them, especially around Christmas time.
The way to handle the weather today is to ease up on the gas pedal, though, because we got some dense fog out there this morning. We'll talk about that, talk about the forecast with a chilly couple of days coming our way.
I woke up in a fog this morning, John. Coming up, a new service at the Sarasota Memorial Hospital, putting patients' loved ones at ease. Now their new tool is bridging the communication gap.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter mile north of University Parkway.
Black Friday's biggest deals are still here. That's right, the Black Friday sales event is going strong at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or check out the stylish new Jeep Renegade, starting at just $16,999. Stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Patriot for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, I have an important message. You may be entitled to receive disability benefits through Social Security. You'll be matched up with an advocate who will evaluate your situation, handle your application, deal with Social Security for you, and handle all appeals and hearings. Best of all, there are no upfront fees, so you pay nothing until you receive your benefits. Call the Citizens Disability Helpline today for a free, no-obligation consultation.
Rich finishes, beautiful colors, and over 1,000 different fabrics and leathers to choose from. With Bassett Custom Furniture at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding. Get a quality-built Bassett Queen Sleeper with your choice of inner spring, gel, or Air Dream mattress, starting at only $9.99. Come in today, and we'll guarantee your Bassett Custom Furniture will be shipped before the holidays. With our complimentary design service, start designing, start loving. Only at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding in Port Charlotte. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Nice, 64 degrees. Dew point is lower than it was 24 hours ago by about 10 degrees. It's at 63 now. Calm winds out there, a little bit of cloud cover, yes, but I think we'll be having a mix of sun and clouds around this morning, but mostly sunny skies by afternoon. The air aloft is pretty dry. It's just we have this fog problem out there, and that's lending the sky a little bit of a overcast appearance because of the fog. At least inland areas, the fog is pretty thick, and that has limited visibility to the point where a dense fog advisory has been issued. And that'll be in place till about 9 o'clock this morning until everything starts mixing away and we get a little bit more sunshine. We're looking at 64 degrees in Wauchula, 66 in Arcadia, 64 in Mayaca, Parrish at 63, Bradenton, you've got 64. Sarasota's got 64, so do you in Lakewood Ranch. Longboat Key coming in at 67, 67 in Venice and Inglewood and Northport and Punta Gorda, all coming in at the same temperature there. No rainfall today, yay! The rainfall is gone. We had nice showers around yesterday and some good thunderstorms, a real soaking in some locations. Other places maybe didn't get quite as much rainfall, but that's okay. You get another chance at that on Thursday night into Friday morning as the next cold front comes through. Right now, all the showers are pushed down to the south. That's where they're going to be. We're not going to see any rainfall today, despite the fact that when you get up and the dawn breaks, the sky might have a little bit of a cloudy appearance to it because of that fog. But as I said, aloft, these tan contours are an indication of very dry air aloft. So once we mix away the fog, get rid of it, burn it off, we'll be left with a lot of sunshine to take us into the rest of the day. All of the moisture located along that frontal boundary down to the south. Still, a fair amount of low-level moisture will survive the day, and tomorrow morning we may have some fog as well. That will end on Friday morning because the next cold front, behind which there's some Arctic air, will continue to sink southward. As it does so, a low-pressure area will pull the front through our area on early Friday, and we'll have a chance at a few scattered showers around, but I don't think we're looking at any severe weather. Once that front passes through, by the time, probably morning arrives on the Suncoast Friday, we'll start to see the winds pick up out of the north and a chilly air move into the region. We'll have a daytime high on Friday that'll probably only hit 65 degrees, and the feels-like temperature, because the winds will be up, will probably be pretty close to the mid-50s. So a couple of days of a little bit of a bite in the air Friday and even into Saturday. Sunshine returns today. It'll be dry, and we'll wait for that cold front to arrive Friday. Watch the RPM computer model. Put it into motion. A lot of sunshine around for you today. That's the good news. We may have a few clouds, too, that we have to beat back over the next 24 hours. 10-knot wind, and over the course of the next several days, watch that cold air come Friday. Daytime high 65. That 40% chance of showers is for early in the morning on Friday. And then the weekend looks pretty darn nice, Don.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways. With that fog, you may want to leave some extra time, leave a little extra space between vehicles, the ones that you could see in the fog, that is. But everything is moving along right now. No issues or delays in Manatee County, thankfully. 75, 41, 301, all moving along nicely. Then in Sarasota County, 75 and 41 also looking good, as our Fruitville, Bee Ridge, and Clark Road heading out to 75. All the way down into South County, there are no incidents as of yet this morning. And Sarasota Memorial Hospital now offers a free app that puts updates in the palm of your hand. It helps families and friends of patients undergoing surgery. SMH's OR team uses the secure surgical app to text messages, pictures, even video to communicate with those waiting for the patient. The messages arrive about every 30 minutes and are a way to ease the time that you worry.
And about 50 minutes later, we got the first text, and the text said, surgery is about to begin, all going well. And about an hour and 20 minutes later, we have a second text saying he is now on the bypass machine, still going very well. And then just recently, we had another text saying that the surgeon is in the middle of the bypasses and everything's going extremely well.
The EASE app is not the first time SMH has used technology to help patients and their friends and family. ABC7 reported in 2015 on the hospital's free app for expectant mothers called SMH Baby. Women enter their baby's due date and get regular reminders on classes, doctor's appointments, and links to parenting resources. And still ahead, a showdown that you won't want to miss. You hear about man bites dog. Well, what about man punching kangaroo? We'll tell you about that coming up.
ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store of choice. Powered by the iAssociates, providing Sight for Life.
This holiday season, give the greatest gifts of all, safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And now, during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about
that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We have a showdown between a man and a kangaroo that we're going to talk about. Check it out. The man is in Australia. He's hunting with his dog, and this video has now gone viral. The video shows a man out hunting when he sees a kangaroo holding his dog. You see that there. He's got him in a headlock. Max, the dog, is pretty patient. The man immediately ran over to rescue Max, and two squared off, the man and the kangaroo. You know, kangaroos are known for their boxing chops, but wow, this guy just got a right cross right to the jaw. And the kangaroo is just shocked, saying, did he just hit me? And then he takes off, not bothering the dog. The dog is safe, the man is safe, the kangaroo seems to be all right, although he might have lost a couple of front teeth there, or at least he took it right on the nose. Safely, he gets away. Oh, I see. I didn't see the violence with the dog earlier. I just saw him holding him in a headlock, but right there he was going a little after the dog a little bit. So
don't mess with the man and his dog.
Yeah, that's for sure. No
that.
doubt about it.
That's funny. The look on the kangaroo's face,
he was like,
was priceless.
Did he just hit me?
It's like I never saw that before. It's funny.
It's 5:56. More news like that coming up.